Dante, Voltaire, and Shakespeare are three great authors considered among the most outstanding in the history of human literature. Although they lived in different times and regions, they all share an important commonality. They all wrote about Queen Shammuramat of Assyria. Shammuramat's presence in the works of Dante, Voltaire, and Shakespeare has contributed to making her a great icon remembered throughout history. From the ancient Greek era, Shammuramat has been known as Semiramis. But why has Shammuramat had such a significant influence over thousands of years? The answer may lie in her achievements and determination in life and career. Shammuramat was not only a strong, wise, and talented queen, but she was also known for the important historical events she participated in and the achievements she accomplished. Shammuramat's contributions, whether in infrastructure development, territorial expansion, or dealing with military challenges, have left a profound mark in the minds of people through the ages. Her wisdom and strength have made her an icon of female power and authority, and the story of her life and career has been passed down orally and recorded through many generations. Over the past 2 centuries, archaeologists have unearthed fascinating information about Queen Sammuramat, believed to be the inspiration behind the legend of Semiramis. In the ancient regions of Assyria, particularly in Iraq, 2 significant statues have been discovered. One of them is a statue of the Babylonian god of wisdom, Nabu, found in Kalhu, a city that was once a prominent location in the Assyrian kingdom. The other statue is of Sammuramat, discovered in the capital city of Ashur, where monuments of Assyrian kings were preserved. Inscribed on this statue is the note, Sammuramat, wife of Shamshi-Adad, king of Ashur, mother of Adad-nirari, king of Ashur, daughter-in-law of Shalmaneser, king of the 4 quarters. It is rare for a woman to be noted on such stone statues, indicating that Sammuramat, the queen of Assyria, was an extraordinary woman. When Sammuramat's husband, Shamshi-Ramman, ascended to the throne and took the title Shamshi-Adad V, the Assyrian Empire faced significant challenges due to its large scale. Shamshi-Adad V had to rely on many governors to manage the country, weakening the power of the king. This was a time when governors, generals, and even princes held power disproportionate to their positions. They built their own fortresses, cities that posed a danger to the monarchy. It was during this time that Sammuramat stepped in to help Shamshi-Adad V ease the tension. Sammuramat became a strong and decisive woman in the Assyrian royal court, exerting significant influence in maintaining stability and power in her husband's dynasty. By engaging in handling political and administrative matters within the empire, she demonstrated her leadership abilities and wisdom. The fact that she is noted on statues and considered a symbol of female power in Assyrian society is clear evidence of her importance in the history of this country. In Assyrian history, for the first time in millennia, the empire found itself without a king. When Shamshi-Adad V passed away due to natural causes, according to Assyrian law, his eldest son, Adad-nirari, was to ascend the throne. However, Adad-nirari was still a young adolescent and lacked the capacity to engage in warfare or lead the most powerful empire in the world. In this context, the governors of Assyria conspired to seize the throne for themselves. However, to achieve this goal, they needed to eliminate the young king Adad-nirari. But something or someone thwarted this action, and it wasn't the Assyrian army, but a woman, Semiramis, the mother of Adad-nirari. With leadership experience from her time as queen, she realized that her son would face dangers for many years to come. To protect Adad-nirari, the only way was for Semiramis to rule Assyria, a task forbidden for women according to Assyrian law and within the history of this empire. The role of the Assyrian king was not only a symbol of the god Ashur, but also involved ensuring justice, maintaining order, and leading the military in times of war. Although no one thought Semiramis could become the ruler of Assyria, she decided to rewrite the laws through her actions. By reclaiming the throne for herself as a bold step to protect her son, Semiramis caused controversy. This action not only violated the law but also signaled a departure from long-standing traditions. Assyria had recently experienced civil war, and there was a possibility of it recurring. If Semiramis lost the trust of the people, her son's life would be in danger. But everything seemed to be against her. Semiramis was a lone woman in a court full of men familiar with warfare and politics. These men wanted to see themselves or their sons on the throne. Why should trained soldiers take orders from an inexperienced widow? Why should men who had been playing this game for decades listen to a widowed woman? Why would the Assyrians stand behind Semiramis and dare to risk such a move? Assyria faced threats from enemies on all sides of Mesopotamia, all of whom sought to end their dominance. In Assyrian history, for the first time in millennia, the empire found itself without a king. Shamshi-Adad V had passed away due to natural causes, and according to Assyrian law, his eldest son Adad-nirari was to inherit the throne. However, with Adad-nirari still in his youth, engaging in warfare and leading a powerful empire like Assyria was impossible. In that dire situation, the Assyrian governors plotted to seize the throne for themselves. However, to achieve this goal, they would have to eliminate Adad-nirari, the young king. But a force intervened, and it wasn't from the Assyrian army. It came from a woman, Shammuramat, Adad-nirari's mother. With a mother's love for her son, Shammuramat wholeheartedly decided to fight for the boy's survival. Shammuramat understood that her task was not only to protect her son, but also to safeguard the stability and power of the Assyrian Empire. She donned armor, ready to confront the world, not as a queen, but as a king, something the Assyrians desired. Shammuramat rallied the world's largest army and led them into battle, in the name of the god Ashur and her son Adad-nirari. Her leadership on the battlefield left a strong impression not only on the Assyrians, but also on their enemies. However, few knew that Shammuramat had previously campaigned alongside her husband. She supported him in civil war, aiding him to victory and ascending the throne over his elder brother a decade prior. Back at court, Shammuramat also proved herself as a skilled leader, effectively ruling the Assyrian Empire while still caring for her son. Shammuramat was recognized and honored as an exceptional woman in a male-dominated world. She was beloved by both men and women. Everything she did was for her son. This was evident through her title Umisari, meaning the mother of the king, and on Shammuramat's plaque in the city of Ashur, she referred to herself as the mother of Adad-nirari, king of the universe, king of Assyria. However, like a lioness releasing her cubs into the wild when they grow up, it was time for Shammuramat to let her son ascend the throne. Although Shammuramat continued to support and fight alongside her son on the battlefield, Adad-nirari successfully ruled for over 20 years. And why did Adad-nirari not model himself after Shammuramat? Although Shammuramat passed away in old age, her death did not mark the end of her influence. Through songs and stories, her memory lived on. Greek historian Herodotus turned her into Semiramis, and Dante, Voltaire, and Shakespeare were all inspired by her actions. So what can we learn from this woman? To me, the story of Shammuramat is not just about willpower, nor is it just about a mother's love for her child, although that is clearly evident in the story. To me, the story of Shammuramat is evidence that one of the most critical factors in achieving a challenging goal is knowing why. Shammuramat's why was to protect her son and keep him alive. And when someone's why is strong enough, especially when that why is beyond oneself, they become unstoppable. In classical mythology, the historian Diodorus Siculus recounts the tale of Semiramis, a legendary figure regarded as the powerful and talented queen of Assyria. According to his story, Semiramis had a remarkable lineage, being the daughter of the Assyrian fish goddess Derketo, and immortal. As a child, Semiramis was abandoned by her mother and nurtured by doves before being found and adopted by a shepherd. Upon reaching adulthood, Semiramis married Ones, one of the generals of King Ninus. Her wisdom and cunning aided her husband in securing numerous great victories, including the siege of Bactra. Semiramis even commanded her own army to capture a weak point, causing the city to surrender. Impressed and enamored by Semiramis, King Ninus demanded Anus to give her to him as his wife. Semiramis and Ninus bore a son, Ninyas. After Ninus conquered all of Asia, he was severely wounded, and Semiramis disguised herself as her son to continue leading the military. Following Ninus's death, Semiramis ruled for 42 years and conquered much of Assia. Semiramis restored and fortified ancient Babylon, constructing a tall brick wall around the city and building palaces in Persia, including Ecbatana. She not only efficiently governed Asia, but also expanded the empire by annexing Libya and Ethiopia. However, when fighting against King Stabrabates of India, she was defeated and had to retreat westward. In Armenian folklore, Semiramis is portrayed in a more negative light, mainly because she defeated the Armenians in battle. According to this story, Semiramis fell in love with the handsome king of Armenia, Ara, and when rejected, she led the Assyrian army to invade Armenia. Semiramis emerged victorious, but Ara was killed despite her orders to capture him alive. To avoid further conflict, Semiramis prayed for Ara's resurrection and then disguised herself as Ara to persuade the Armenians to cease the war. According to legend, Semiramis's prayers were answered and Ara was resurrected. In the 19th century, it was recorded that in a village called Lesk near Lake Van on the border of present-day Iran, it was believed to be the place where Ara was resurrected. From works of ancient historians like Diodorus Siculus to folktales in Armenia, the story of Semiramis is not only a part of Assyrian history, but also a part of the world's cultural heritage. Whether existing in ancient texts or cultural myths, this queen has left a powerful impression on people for thousands of years. Her strength, intelligence, and cunning in ruling and expanding the Assyrian Empire have become a source of inspiration for many literary, artistic, and even political works. Semiramis is not just an important historical figure, but also a symbol of power, determination, and motherhood. Her story is not just a part of the past, but also a source of encouragement and inspiration for us in the present and future. With all her actions and achievements, Semiramis has proven that there are no limits to a woman's capabilities when she focuses on her goals. What do you think about Queen Semiramis? Is she the queen you aspire to be? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to continue the journey of exploring ancient history with us. Thank you for listening attentively.